Good evening, Dr. Olujimi.
Good evening.
I'm very happy to have you here with me on this Facebook live chat. Can you tell us a brief history about FASTMED and the relationship with the Faithful Stewards?
Now, Faithful Steward is the name of is like the umbrella name of our organization.
Yeah.
Now, Faithful Steward actually, started several years ago, to be exact, in 1992. In New York City, in the United States here.
Wow.
And it actually didn't start with the word. Now you see, the vision has started. The vision, like I always tell people, the vision is older than I am, because according to the book of Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5, every God-given vision has been ordained. It's been given there before you were born. But then, of course, when it's revealed is when we know. When it was revealed, this was revealed to me actually in 1992. Okay, and then of course it started impacting life, since then. And then in the period of time, so we, the name was actually changed to Faithful Steward. Now the FASTMED is Faithful Steward Medical and Educational Foundation, which was what was registered in Africa, and so all our program in Africa, but the same, Faithful Steward is actually what give back to FASTMED, to Faithful Steward Medical and Educational Foundation, because of the multiplicity of the program that we do under Faithful Steward.
Wow, this is awesome. Reaching, for my research about your organization, you're reaching out to the underprivileged communities in areas where not a lot of people living comfortably would think about reaching. Can you tell me the drive behind that? Because a lot of people, before they go into a project or a ministry, there is something that prompted them to want to do that stuff. What inspired you?
Well, like I said, first of all, I give glory to God that it's a God-given vision. Okay, and then I do know that God have a way of preparing you for whatever assignment He has given unto you. I mean, going through the Bible. Now, Moses was born into the house of a king, but of course he has the mind, he has the passion for his people, and so he just couldn't take his eyes off his people that are suffering. So I sincerely believe that God actually made it possible for me also to be born into a very humble family, and wouldn't have had the opportunity of an education. All my parents were able to give me was primary 6 education in Nigeria. And so to talk about poor, I know what it means to be poor. And then of course, growing up, therefore, God gave me the grace that when I see those that are in need, I just couldn't resist the urge to want to do something about it. And when God gave me the opportunity to come to the United States of America, and so my visit to Nigeria afterward really, triggered the whole thing. It really triggered the whole thing. When I say this, and I'm like, okay, now I see myself where God has brought me to now, and that wouldn't have happened if I was still to be in the village where I was born, and then the realization of the fact that those in village could have been anything. They could have been doctor, they could have been pilot, they could have been engineer if they have the opportunity. So that really was the trigger. And then of course I began to kind of, so the vision of God began to kind of, come alive, and really that is what it is.
Wow, this is beautiful. You coming from a very humble beginning, and now that you have become a lot much successful in life, you are giving back to the community.
Exactly.
Not a lot of people can do that. Can you share with our viewers some of the accomplishments you have been able to make through this ministry? Because a lot of times people don't see enough of the work being done, probably because of the underrepresentation in the media, or probably because there's not enough media publicity for it. Can you tell us some of the work you have done? Personally, for me, it was intriguing to see some of the work you've done in Africa, but for the purpose of thousands of our viewers that don't know nothing about that, can you share some of that?
Thank you very much. We've had, actually, God has helped us to do a whole lot of, in the past years, like I said, as far back as 1992, starting from New York City, let me start from there. We, for a couple of years, actually from 92 to 95, we go to the shelter. We go to the shelter, we spend time with them, help them develop their resumes, and then of course we kind of look at what they are capable of doing. I have the opportunity of meeting bachelor's degree holders in shelter, master's degree holder in shelter, from different walks of life, African, American, and all over. And then of course, so we help them out, and we've been able to take a lot of them out of the shelter in the program we call From Welfare to Job Fair. And then of course, that continued to 1995 when I moved from New York City to Washington, D.C. And I also went to the shelter in Washington, D.C. and started doing the same thing for, especially in the shelter where you have teenagers giving back to babies also. And then, of course, we did so much also there. And then, of course, from then God began to kind of draw my attention to the need in Africa, where there were no, welfare, there were no social services, there were no help, as a lot of people that I need get some kind of government support here in the United States. And getting back to Nigeria, we have spent a lot of time with youths. We have given several people scholarships. As we speak, we have some students who are doing their youth, copper services right now, that are students that we sponsor through their OND, HND, and so on and so forth. And we do have some also that are still in school. So these are some of our accomplishments. We also have spent time with the widows, with those who really have no money to push their businesses. We give them zero interest loans. Okay, and so several of them, so we train them on how to do some simple accounting, and then of course we give them some money, and they have done businesses with that. We have done a lot in the area of free medical mission. We have gone into several villages. We have done, giving free medical mission to thousands of people. As a matter of fact, in the year 2017 alone, we treated over 10,000 people.
Wow.
During that year
10,
alone, over 10,000, and we had several, them that has, simple surgeries, and free eyeglasses, and we give them medications free, and so on and so forth like that. So, and we also have helped a lot of people in the area of, training and empowerment. Also, we have 20. Right now, we have about 20 or a little bit over 20 empowerment centers in Nigeria, where we train people and we empower them, and a lot of testimonies. And like you said, we have not been actually giving a lot of publicity to what we do, but I know in years past, a Tribune, a newspaper in Nigeria, has covered some of our program. But thank God for the technology, thank God for all the social medias and everything. We really have not really done much in that very area. But so we are just starting to kind of let people see what we do, because I know there are wonderful people out there who, if they see what we do, our track records, that they really, really want to support, because I know Nigeria, they are so wonderful, kind-hearted. Not only Nigeria, United States, the Nigerians in diasporas, in Canada, in London, all over the place. If they can say, organizations with tracking records that are not feeding their belly, that are really faithfully spending the substance to care for the needy, and that's exactly who we are, and that's what we are going to be by the grace of God.
So I have one final question for you. There are a lot of people that want to do something good. A lot of times I've met people that says, I just want to do something good, I want to do more. But some people don't have the opportunity, or they don't have the boldness to want to travel out or to want to go to the shelter. In what ways can you tell them that, hey, you can support? You might not be able to get to Nigeria, but you are making a difference in Nigeria. You might not be able to come to DC to help the homeless people or the little kids in the shelter, but you can make a difference in their lives. Can you let the viewers know how that is possible?
It is possible. You see, everyone can make a difference. Okay, we can touch lives. Now, it's not everyone that have the calling of being able to go to villages. I mean, some people do ask me a lot of questions. How do you cope when you go to, you've been in the United States for over 30 years and you still go to villages and you spend time in, with the mosquitoes, with all this stuff like that and everything like that, still spend months in Africa. A lot of my friends can't really, it's like, when I go for 2 weeks, I'm like, I need to run back, I can't do that. So it's not everyone that have that grace, but guess what? Everyone can actually help. Okay. Now let me tell you this. Assuming, say we have a program in Nigeria that requires 10 million, for instance. Now, do you know that here in the United States, in Canada, in Europe, and all over the place, now, $25 is an amount of money anyone can part with, and you won't even feel it. I mean, go to Chinese restaurant, go for lunch, go for dinner. You could spend 25 and don't even miss it. I mean, you can have your bank taking $25 out of your bank account every month, and you won't go bankrupt because of that. Now, let's do a simple mathematics. 1,000 friends, 1,000 viewers decide now to say, we see what you do, we're going to support you. 1,000 people giving $20. Let's even bring it down to $20 every month. That is $20,000. And I tell you, take that to Africa. Now, in December 2017, the year that just passed, we built a health center, our very first FASTMED community healthcare center in a city called Olujimi in the Takomasa local government area of Elisha there. We've been doing free medical mission around there, and we saw the needs there. So a church gave us, a small land there. We built that from foundation up, multi-million, project. We built that and we operated it. We commissioned that December 1st, 2017. It was commissioned actually by the Osun State Commissioner for Health, was there, and many other kings and the chiefs of the surrounding towns and everything. And we started operation between December 1st and January 15th of 2018. This very year, we hired staff there, and we didn't build to donate it. We're running it. We staffed it. We are providing, medications. So, office, the health center is open Monday through Friday. We are spending money there. We pay salary. We buy, medications and everything like that. It's under supervision of a qualified doctor, qualified nurse, community health workers, and auxiliary nurses. I mean, every single day. So our viewers can support what we do. You don't have to be in Africa to help people in Africa.
That's right.
You can send your money to. We are proven. We've been doing this for many years. We have a track record. And so when you send that to us, we in turn put it out there, add every other ones into it, and we'll be able to do fantastic things, to the people there. And that is how each and every one of us can really participate in touching lives without actually physically being there. Believe me, we are faithful stewards. That's our name. We are doing everything we are doing with the consciousness that we're going to stand before God faithfully on that very glorious day. So 95%, not less than 95% of everything that comes in go directly to people. We don't spend a whole lot of money on overhead or anything like that. So most of the people that are working with us are volunteers. We just have, we give few offices and then a little running costs for, all the transportations. We have cars and we have motorcycles that are running to villages and everything. And so we cut our expense to barest minimum so that every donation could go straight. And I'd like to say this also for my viewers in the United States. We are 501c3. So all your donations, if you decide to give us thousands and everything like that, you can write that off in your taxes.
Wow.
We are 501c3, and we also registered, an NGO in Nigeria. So we are not like
there's credibility.
Credibility by the grace of God. Anyone is welcome to see what we do.
Yeah.
We'll give you address to visit our locations. We invite you to participate personally. There is nothing hidden, no secret, and we are just open, and that's who we are.
And you have been watching Chaplain Dr. Stephen Olujimi. Doctor, if for people that wants to donate right now, what is your website?
Our website is www.faithfulstewards.org. www.faithfulstewards with S, Faithful Stewards.
Can you spell the Faithful Stewards?
FAITHFULSTEWARDS.
And that's going to be
faithfulstewards.org. And you go to see the portals there for your donations. You have more than one option there to make your donation.